All right, here we are. We'll zoom out a little bit. Hello, welcome to another Sessionwire live demo. Today, focusing on Mixbus. Mixbus is a very interesting DAW. I quite enjoy it for mixing. It's meant to emulate Harrison consoles right out of the box. You put an audio file on one of the tracks. It sounds like it's going through the analog circuitry of a Harrison console. So kind of excited to get into this a little bit. Slight caveat, Mixbus is performing quite slow. Apparently version 7 has issues with performance, specifically to do with graphics and things like that. So if things look a little herky-jerky on here, that's Mixbus. It's not my computer. You might find that a newer version of Mixbus works better for you. They just came out with Mixbus version 32C-8. It's fantastic. Check it out. I can't recommend it enough for mixing. Today's kind of walkthrough with setting up Sessionwire is going to be quite a bit simpler than others, due to the fact that the routing in Mixbus is quite a bit simpler than other DAWs. Basically, what you'd want to use Mixbus for is for mixing and broadcasting a mix to somebody else that's listening, not recording into Mixbus. I don't recommend you do that. If you're going to do any recording directly into a DAW, I would recommend downloading Reaper. It's free, and the routing in it is incredible. You can do whatever you want with the incoming audio signal. So again, for today, we're just going to talk about broadcasting audio out from Mixbus. Before we jump into Mixbus, we're going to do a quick overview of the Sessionwire app, as we do. So here we go. This is the Sessionwire application. If you haven't seen it yet, this is version 2.0. We're working on version 3.0 at the moment, which will kind of up the game and allow us to build more advanced features on top of our base here. So this application, much like any video communication software, has a local video panel on the left, and on the right it has your connection list when you're not connected to anybody, and the remote video panel when you are connected to somebody. So I'm connecting to Dan Smith, which is my other computer over here, and we'll see if this connects. There we go. There's some weirdness happening in the internet today, in my local network, I should say. So now I'm connected with somebody, and just by clicking on their name and calling them. I've sent them a connection request. They've accepted. They're in my contact list, so I can call them. So, pardon me, I'm going to sneeze. Here we are in an active call. As you can see, my talkback meter right here, labeled TB, is bouncing up and down, which means that I'm successfully getting audio into the talkback stream, which is mono, has noise suppression and echo cancellation on it, and is meant for verbal communication and should be set up like any other video communication software. So if I mouse over my side of the screen here, the local side, I see a row of buttons appear, and the furthest one to the left is a microphone, and that is for the talkback stream. So you can pick a microphone and a speaker that you know will get audio into Sessionwire and out of Sessionwire so that you can hear it. And in my case, it's my audio interface with a microphone plugged into channel 1, and the speaker is also my audio interface, so I can hear the audio coming from the remote side of the call directly out of my audio interface. No need to use our talkback, send, and receive plugins unless you absolutely have to and you're doing some kind of advanced routing or you're using a Pro Tools HDX system, which you won't be if you're using Mixbus. But this is the easiest way to get set up. You can also select the microphone to be something like this. If you've seen one of these before, see if this shows up in the light. Yikes. There we go. A Logitech C920. Very simple webcam, USB, plug and play. It has a great microphone in it. Good video quality. You can select that as the talkback source. I can pick that and we'll see my meter still bouncing, which means that this tap on the microphone on that webcam is picking up my voice. I'm going to flip it back to this microphone plugged into channel 1 of my audio interface. That's my talkback microphone. Okay. The next button over is the video feed. I've got my camera selected. Pretty simple. Next button over is a screen sharing function, much like any other video communication software. Pick a desktop, pick a screen. Sorry, let me rephrase. Pick a screen or a desktop, or pick the window of an app that's open on your desktop. That makes better sense. The rightmost button on the local panel here is for the HQ audio stream. Now this is kind of the main feature of Sessionwire at the moment. It's a stereo unprocessed audio stream that's meant for broadcasting audio between two people in a Sessionwire call. And a third and fourth and fifth using our feature called Session View, which you can read about on our support website, support.sessionwire.com. This defaults like this. The Sessionwire Send plugin is the source of the HQ audio stream on my computer. So if I put the Sessionwire Send plugin in my DAW, I'll be streaming audio through that Send plugin into Sessionwire across the Sessionwire bridge. I've looked after my side of the connection. The destination of the audio coming from the Sessionwire app out of my computer is going to be my audio interface, so I can hear it immediately if somebody streams me HQ audio from the other side of the call without having to route it into Mixbus. And we'll see why we won't want to do that in a second because of Mixbus's limited routing capabilities. So without further ado, here is Mixbus. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and I'm going to keep it always on top. Pro tip, always on top. And it'll float down here. So this is Mixbus. I don't know any crazy keyboard shortcuts. I'm not a Mixbus whiz, so we're going to just bear with each other here. This is some scratch drums or some live off the floor drums recorded by Telephone for their live multi-track database. They have a bunch of multi-track sessions you can download and practice mixing with. I can't remember the name of the band that this is from, but great sounding drums. And they're in my Mixbus session. And here's the mixer view. So basically, the way Mixbus works is you have everything you need on the channel strip at your fingertips without having to put plugins on the channel strip. So in Mixbus version 7, I have a 3-band EQ, if I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, with sweepable points, sweepable frequencies, and then the ability to send the audio of that track out to any of these available Mixbuses. And I have 8 Mixbuses available right now in this session. So you can sum your mix down to these individual Mixbuses. So if you wanted all the drums to go to Mixbus 1, the bass to go to Mixbus 2, all the guitars to 3, etc., you can use the built-in saturation in the Harrison console that this is emulating to give it that nice analog sound. So it's pretty slick. I quite like it. There's also compression built right into the channel strip, so you don't have to reach for a plugin. Right here, this is a leveler or a compressor or a limiter on each channel, and then also on each Mixbus, and then again also on your master fader you have some saturation here and a compressor right here, or limiter as it is. So I'll set this to 0 because I don't want things going too crazy. Okay, so if I play this audio here, you're not going to hear it. We're not going to see it show up in Sessionwire. That's because I have no Sessionwire plugins in Mixbus. So here we go. Great. So I heard that just fine. sounded good to me. We're going to send that across the Sessionwire bridge now. So on my master fader in Mixbus right here, this is the master. The output is set to 1 and 2. I'm going to right click, new plugin, by creator, Sessionwire. Ooh, all my Sessionwire plugins disappeared. Why would that be? We might have to go in and find it in here. Yes, I would like to scan the plugins. This might be because this is a new version of Mixbus that I just installed prior to this live stream. We'll just let it do its thing. Suffice to say, the setup is simple. You insert the Sessionwire Send plugin on the master fader, and away you go. Let's see if I can get this to move a little bit quicker here. Yeah. This is perfect. Let's see. There they are. Okay. Status stale. Let's Okay. Plugin selector. So let's see if I can get these Sessionwire plugins up and running here. When it rains, it pours here. So Sessionwire receive is good. Sessionwire send. Sessionwire talkback. Okay. There we go. Let's try this one more time. So if I right click here, new plugin, by creator, Sessionwire, and I select the Sessionwire send plugin, boom, there it is on the master fader. And if I hit play, we'll see the signal show up in the HQ audio meters here because this HQ audio source is set to the Sessionwire send plugin. So here we go. There we go. It's streaming across to the other side of the call. It's as easy as that. Put the Sessionwire send plugin at the end of your effects chain on the master fader. Now, to be able to hear audio coming from the other end of the remote connection, the way that I prefer to do it with Mixbus is I just set the HQ audio destination, so that's the destination of the audio coming from the Sessionwire app onto my machine. I set that to my audio interface so that I can hear it immediately without bringing it into Mixbus. So let's have Dan over here play a little bit of music. Great. So Dan played it. I heard it just fine. Excellent. We can see it in the meters. We can try to bring that into Mixbus by inserting the Sessionwire receive plugin here on a Mixbus. Doesn't matter what it is. We'll have Dan play again. And this time we're going to change the HQ audio destination to the Sessionwire receive plugin. So now the receive plugin is where Mixbus is going to get that audio from. Great. So that's showing up in here. I'm noticing a problem though, and I think you probably did as well. The audio coming in to this Mixbus is being sent to the master fader, which has the Sessionwire send plugin on it, which bounces that audio right back to Dan. That's bad. That's kind of like a little bit of a feedback loop that we don't want. So this is one of the reasons why I prefer to not bring the audio into Mixbus from Sessionwire. I'll keep it separate, so I'll keep that away from there. You could set up one of these mix buses to be your real mix bus by putting the Sessionwire Send plugin on it and using that to send the audio across the Sessionwire connection. The downside to that is that you'll lose the ability to route these other mix buses to that mix bus, infinite mix buses. So this is the reason I prefer to just send audio out of Mixbus. There you have it. Very simple demonstration for Mixbus. It's a pretty simple DAW. It's meant to sound good. It's not exactly the greatest recording DAW that you could, put money towards. It, however, does sound incredible. So if you like great sounding DAWs, check it out. It's very affordable. Mixbus 7. They have sales all the time. If you have questions for us, please reach out to us at support@sessionwire.com or visit our website at www.sessionwire.com. Very happy to answer any questions. There's a little chat bubble that you can click on and get in touch with us. And until next time, happy creating.